Zico, you cannot call people a monkey. That is just plain racist. And I mean, treat others as you want to be treated yourself. Your co-host, be an example, please.
זיקו, אתה שמעת אותו, זיקו? זיקו? זיקו?
Sorry, yes. שמעתי אותו.
אוקיי.
הקוף הזה brings up Hitler.
Hey, this is an English space. Please talk English for everyone who doesn't speak Hebrew.
זיקו?
Yes, I knew where this is going the first second that he was speaking. I knew what was he about. All of a sudden, brings up Hitler, brings up genocide. To me, he's a half a monkey. That's all I could say. I don't care to call him. I don't care to be a racist to an uneducated piece of shit like that. Thank you.
Zico, it's no problem to call out a person like that on his views. But when you show racist behavior yourself, I mean, it also it fires back on all us Jews here on X and on these spaces. So please also keep that in mind.
When the name of monkey is racist, I don't know. When? Monkey, it's a nickname. It's a nickname. What?
No, it's not. It's racist. Don't
it's
excuse
not racist,
it.
monkey. Monkey, it's not racist.
Monkey is racist. Absolute. Don't make excuses for it. Behave.
Brian, you can do this in your space, okay? When I'm here, you know how I go sometime, yeah? So fucking deal with it.
And I'm calling you out for it because it reflects bad on all of us,
Well, I'm
Zico.
telling you that I don't give a shit if you call me
behave,
out.
Zico. Zico, you have to fucking behave because it hurts us all.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Yes, Alpha, hi.
Hi, Isaac. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Good.
I'm not a friend.
I was just wondering, and I know, and I'm obviously in the UK. In the UK, to call certain people monkey is considered racist. But I'm not entirely sure whether someone else just said. I'm not entirely sure whether it's meant as something racist in Israel. I don't know. I don't know whether it's meant as something different. But anyway, enjoying your spaces as always, and glad to see you.
Thank you so much. Brian, you can't argue with me. You know how things grow sometimes. Islamic.
You are breaking up, Zico.
Jihad. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you
IJ,
now.
Go ahead. Go ahead, IJ.
Language is a very emotive subject, and none of us can excuse racism from any side. The gentleman who you were referring to is not a monkey and he's not a cockroach. He is a disgusting apologist for Islamic savages, the sort that perpetrated the slaughter of the innocents on October the 7th. And we must not forget that the actual genocide was what they did to Jews. Israel has done, and as we've been told, and as we know for sure, gone way above and beyond any army in modern history in order to reduce civilian deaths. So when they accuse us of genocide, we must push back very hard. We must never, and this is the sorry?
IJ, hold on. When I asked him about October 7th, he said, okay. He like flipped over it like it didn't really happen. That right there just triggered me.
Of course it did.
And
Of course it did. And I have sympathy with with your triggering. But the reality is that, as I say, we must push back against these egregious lies. We must never ever give them an inch. Never ever say. In fact, it's simple. Don't even say Israel did not carry out a genocide. Never even say that, because you've already used their argument. What you must say is, on the contrary, it's the Palestinian savages who raped children, who beheaded little babies. They are the genocidal maniacs, and never ever let them forget this. But I have one other thing to say. We can all go in spaces,
Yes.
as you know I did for many, many months, and I think I did it okay. Others may disagree, that's your prerogative. But we should not spend our life on spaces. Ask yourself this, everyone in this space, what did you do today to support Israel on X? Did you actually argue and fight against one of our haters? Because it's not enough to just RT, retweet. It's not just enough to post your opinions. You must ask yourself on a daily basis, did you take on the haters? Did you actually post anything against them with their egregious lies and hatred? Because if you didn't, then you're just a waste of space. Literally. So I say to everyone in this space, get out there. Yes, do the spaces. These are great opportunities for us to vent, and they're a wonderful, and thank you, Zico, for hosting it or co-hosting it. They're a wonderful place for us to gain some sanctuary from the madness, but it's not enough. You must get out and take on the haters, whether on this space, as you did, Zico, or on X generally. Get off your backsides and take them on. Thank you.
But yes, Alpha, go ahead.
Thank you. IJ, since when has arguing with a racist made any difference? Arguing with a Nazi made any difference? It's like arguing with stupid.
That's why I say you don't argue with them. With respect, did you not hear what I said? I said you never let them play their Miller politics. Never let them say anything and then try and react to it. You must push back. That's what I mean when I say push back. When they say the rubbish that they say, never giving them an inch. What you say is it's the Palestinians who were the savages who perpetrated genocide. It's the Palestinians who have never wanted peace. It's the Palestinians who live and act in an apartheid manner where the territories that they run are used and free. So as I say, when they say the rubbish that they say, you never give them an inch. What you say is...
But since when has pushing back changed the mind of a Nazi?
I never said it would change their mind. We're not here to change the mind of Nazis. We're here to influence in any way, shape, or form that we can anyone else in the space who might be here to hear a different point of view. You're absolutely right. We will never change the point of view of these far-right Islamists, or indeed the far-left extremists who hate Jews and indeed Christians and Muslims, who are the moderate terms, and Hindus. We will never change their opinions, but we may change some opinions of other people's in the space.
I think if they can't, I think you're right when it comes to the spaces. I think you're absolutely correct. But I think on main Twitter, and I think when you start showing these people information, they're Nazis. They're stupid. You cannot change stupid.
No disrespect. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, okay, two things. First of all, when you go on and push back against them, you're absolutely right. You will never change their opinions. But what about the 100 or 200 or 1,000 other people that are viewing your tweet on their timeline? Also, and here's a tactic, don't just have friends who agree with you in regard to Israel. For example, I often go onto J.K. Rowling's timeline because she gets thousands, if not millions, of hits. Go and put something pro-Israel on her timeline. For example, just yesterday, I did that. I said, isn't it interesting, the intersectionality between the people the trans activists who hate women and the people who hate Jews and are on the pro-jihad marches every weekend in London on a Saturday. And that got a lot of hits. So you can actually gain traction by going onto people's timelines. And as I say, in regard to what you've just said, you're right. You won't change the person who you have reacted against, but you might change some of the people if you keep it civil in regard to some of the things that you post that other people will say on their timeline. So again, I agree with you, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at.
I do, and I am grateful for the tip, because it had never dawned on me that if you go to someone like Rowling's tweets, then obviously you will get a lot of views. So thank you for that tip, and I'm glad we had this conversation.
But
Thank
she's
you.
homophobic. She's anti-LGBT.
No, she's not.
I'm just kidding.
No? Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
just
You nearly
kidding.
triggered me there,
I'm
Isaac.
just kidding. Look, the guy was a half a monkey. I gave him a chance. The second I asked him about October 7th, he just flipped the page. He said, "Oh, ba 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 ba." Boom, half monkey. Bye. Kicked him out. That's it. They need to learn their lessons. Yes, Rula Casti. Rula
Yeah, hi, my name
Castillo.
is Raul. But yeah, I'm not a supporter of
Raul.
Israel, right? I want the occupation.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a supporter of Israel.
Okay, that's fine.
I want the occupation to end. I want the borders to go back to 1967. I want Israel not to control what goes in and out of the Palestinian territories. And I want the.
We want you to stop killing
No,
us.
that's not true. In
Boy,
1948,
that's
there was a
true.
UN mandate. I mean, you can go back to the history of if you want to go to the King David
Hello.
bombings.
My father
I mean,
fought in
1948, before
1948.
that King David bombings, when, the, uh,
That was
yeah,
1939.
but whatever. The King David Hotel was bombed by we know
Or
who.
whatever.
Um,
Yes.
and,
Yes, we know who. And
and,
we
and, and,
also
and,
gave them
and
a
the
warning.
international,
We also gave them a warning at that
right,
time.
but can I,
You know that we already we sent them a warning that we're gonna blow up the place, and most of the people got out.
Sorry, Zico, you're
Okay,
forgetting one very
wait.
important thing. In 1948, and well, sorry, in regard to the bombing of the King David Hotel, and for the information of the gentleman, the King David Hotel was a command and control centre of the occupying British Army, who were who who
Military.
were uh, who were arming Muslims, jihadist Muslims, to murder Jews. They were training the Jordanians to murder Jews. They were refusing the Jews access despite the Holocaust. At that point, they were considered an occupying force. And yet, as Zico himself said, and in fact not entirely correctly, the Jews actually called the King David Hotel 3 times. When did any jihadist
Oh,
ever
sorry,
call
I
the
missed that.
Jews when they were going to bomb them? It was a command and control center. It was a legitimate military target. Thank you.
yeah,
Hold
and
on. I
back to
have
your
something
point
to
saying
add.
that everybody,
Hold on, hold on. I have something to add. Yeah. In 1948, the Arab world was led by a Nazi, the Mufti, the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem. I don't remember his name, but
Haj
the
Amin
idea
al
was.
Husseini.
Thank you, IJ. The Husseini guy wanted to kill all the Jews in the land, but your plan didn't work out because the cockroaches that you are lost.
זיקו, זיקו,
Okay?
כל הצבא של חיזבאללה לא מזמן העלו סרטון שכל החיילים של חיזבאללה בהינף,
English, English,
all the
baby.
soldier of the חיזבאללה, חיזבאללה, איך
Hezbollah.
אומרים הינף יד של היטלר, איך אומרים הינף יד?
Who is talking, Zico? I cannot
They,
hear him.
okay, I'll say what he says. All the Hezbollah soldiers put up a film that's showing picked the arm that the Nazis used to put the hand like the Nazi salute. Um, your people are a genocidal, maniacal society. The people that you support. I don't know if you're from. Oh, look at this! He's got a fucking the Star of David on his. Oh, Raul, man. You're on the wrong side of the fucking map, bro.
Okay, how
Our
am I on
name
the
is
wrong side when 160 nations
Zico.
voted against Israel in the UN?
You are,
How am
I
I on the
heard you
wrong
have
side?
some demand. So let me answer. I'm Israeli, live in Israel. So you ask for the border to go back, not gonna happen. You ask for the Palestinian to get straight shit, not gonna happen. You want else? What else you ask for? Go ahead, tell me what you're asking for.
No,
All
I'm
of
I'm
it, not
asking
gonna
for
happen.
what the
Not
160
gonna
nations of the
happen.
UN voted for. You guys
Not
have the
gonna
United States
happen.
supporting you.
You have
I
to
mean, if there's
listen.
no
You have to
US,
take it like it is. Not gonna happen.
I think it will
You have
happen.
one choice to take
I
it,
think it will
agree with
happen.
it or not.
I think it will.
If you do anything to
Okay.
harm Israel, we come and kill you.
Yeah, but
Anybody
you guys would have to
betray
kill the
the
entire
state of
world.
Israel, we kill
You
him.
guys have to
He's
kill the
become a
entire world.
terrorist. No, the entire world is saying, the most of the planet saying, we're talking about bunch of psycho, murderer, rapists. This is not rest of the planet.
So it's not
Yeah,
the
but
Anybody
but
UN.
you
think
guys
rest
would
of
have
the
to kill the
planet, the
entire
psycho
world.
Israel, we kill him.
Guys have to
He's
kill the
become a
So
entire UN then.
terrorist. So Israel here to stay.
The
If
UN's a
somebody
bunch of
don't like it,
psychos then, right?
tough. Get over it.
okay,
It's
okay.
not the UN.
Go ahead,
Okay, got it.
South side. South side. Go ahead, South side. You have something to say? No. Okay, no problem. Um, Raul, sir. Um, October 7th wasn't the first genocide try from the Palestinian and the Arab world. Okay, they've been trying to genocide us for 100 years, ever since the British took over from the Ottoman Empire and the Jews.
1300 years, I have a record. If he have
Okay,
time, I give
okay,
him 1300
God is not a
years
real estate
okay.
agent,
of
buddy. I'm
genocide.
sorry. I don't look to
1300
the
years.
Bible to see who's living where. I look to the
Ah,
actual
it's not
Get
a
the Bible.
population.
Bible. The
In
Bible is
1948,
3000,
you
over
guys did the
3000 years.
Nakba
We're
and
talking
kicked out the
about record.
Palestinians.
לא,
Not
לא
Bible,
צריך.
You think
not
that
Bible.
God
יאיר,
is okay with that?
ב-1920, יאיר,
Record. We keep
יאיר,
record of genocidal people around the planet for the 1300 years. Kings and all kind of leaders. If you want, I give you all the names, location, years, what's happened, and we have it. So maybe you don't know. We know. We keep record. We keep the record.
What
Yes,
kind of
we know
record do you
who's the
keep?
psycho.
Excuse me. What kind of record do you keep? When we have the Bible, we have the all yes.
No, no,
את
no, no.
מדברת עם
As אני
ישראלי.
אומרת,
אני אומר, יש לנו,
that's that. So I second you. Once you
I'm saying, I tell you, I have the book, is in front of me. 1 second. If you read this book, it's a record of 1300 years. Emek Abacha, this is how it's called. They have record
The
of
valley,
1300
the
years
valley of
of
tears.
genocides, all from Khorban by Chini. What the Arab did in the land of Israel 1300 years ago, and
Wait,
on and on and on and on. If you
okay.
cry it, you see 710, it's nothing. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
you don't know. You never told you about it. The media, the psycho, hide it from you. So if you just get educate yourself, all of you, and you see we got every years they come to kill us. It's not a joke. It's not just a saying. It's a true.
Yair, let me tell him something, okay? In 1917, the Ottoman Empire collapsed and the British took over and called the place the Mandate of Palestine, the British Mandate of Palestine, yeah? And the British did not understand that the Jews lived under the second class citizen of the Palestinians. They did not understand what is jizya, that the Jews have to pay tax. The Jews have to pay tax, cannot buy land, cannot walk around with a weapon, cannot ride a horse. So many crazy things, yeah? The Jews in 1917 or in 1920, they decided that they can pick up a weapon and defend themselves against atrocities from the Arab people. They weren't called Palestinians, they were Arabs. The Arab people tried every year 100 attempts at killing Jews. Okay, I have family in this land from the 1800s. I have family in this land. My father fought in this land since 1944. Okay, my father fought in 1948 in the Independence War of Israel. There is no such thing as Nakba. Nakba is a storyline that you have. I don't know where you picked this up, but it is just a bunch of bullshit. The Arabs that did not want to fight are still living in Israel. Today, there is 2.2 million Arabs living in Israel and are Israeli citizens, Arab Israeli citizens. Some of them call themselves Palestinians, some of themselves they call themselves Arabs or whatever. But the Arabs are that live in Israel today are the descendants of the Arabs that did not want to fight. We didn't do a Nakba. The Arab leaders told them to run away because they're gonna come in and kill everybody, and they lost, and then they lost again. I want to ask you a quick question. How come you guys are so good at losing?
Not only that, you
You
told
keep
them they have Arab Muslim in Israel army, special forces. We have Arab pilot. Yes, pilot, Arab in Israel. DB.
Israeli
Yes,
after
Israeli
pilot.
Arab fly plane. You know that, guys?
We have
Muslim fighting in Gaza against terrorists. Muslim. Yes, Muslim Sunni in the Israeli army serving with me. So all these things they don't tell you. They tell you we chase Arab. No, we chase terrorists, rapists, murderer.
I don't know where are you from, Raul? Are you from Costa
You guys know.
Rica,
Look.
Venezuela? Where you from?
I live in the United States, but the question here is, you guys are just conflicting facts. If you go online, you can see the Nakba documentaries.
Idiot,
You can
idiot.
see.
I lived
Listen.
it.
You guys have only the United States supporting you. You can go to read your own newspapers like the Haaretz.com or Times of Israel, and you'll see there that they say that, look,
Oh,
US Israel
good
is
example.
isolated in the UN. Nobody supports you
Good
guys
The
example.
except the US.
Ah, you get mistake. United
Yeah,
Nations
for
protect
how
you
United
long?
guys.
Nations.
Did you?
They
Yes,
don't.
they
They don't.
do.
They
If
hold us
not for the
back.
US, you guys
They
wouldn't
protect
exist.
you. They don't protect
What
us.
you're
Yeah.
talking
They
about?
We
protect the
give you the
First
Arabs.
of all,
weapons
United
to
States
fight.
protect the Arab land.
We help you
Intelligence
fight.
want.
United.
You guys wouldn't
I
exist.
want.
Everybody quiet down. IJ, go ahead, IJ. Go ahead, deal with it.
Okay, I'll do my.
Double mute.
I'll do my.
IJ, one more time.
Just to clarify, thank you, Zico. Just to clarify, Palestine, or Air Commas Palestine, is an apartheid entity, not only in terms of the fact that no Jews are allowed in Palestine, it is the very definition of apartheid. It is also a misogynistic, women hating, FGM, female genital mutilation, honour killing entity. It has zero free speech, zero freedom of assembly, zero elections, zero free media. It is the epitome on every level of gender exclusion. Okay, that's the first thing. The gentleman wants to go back. I don't know how far he wants to go back, but let's go back to 1917 for the sake of it, but we'll move forward in a minute. He wants Israel to go back to the lines that it won in a defensive war in 1967. Anytime a sovereign state is attacked and in a defensive war it manages to gain land, that is perfectly legitimate under international law. And I will just point this out. In 1917, the Ottoman Empire, in lockstep with the Germans, attacked the Allies. They lost. What happened to the land? The land that the Ottomans used to own became A, Iraq, B, Lebanon, C, Syria, 3, Jordan, 4, Israel, 5, Saudi Arabia. Okay? Are you suggesting, sir, that we give all that land back to the Ottomans? No, don't be ridiculous. When you attack a sovereign entity and you lose, it is perfectly legitimate for you to gain that land. Israel, under international law, has every right to retain the territory that it gained in a defensive war, both in 1967 and in 1973. But I'll say to you as a last thing, it won a lot of land. It won the Sinai Desert in 1973. It was much bigger in 1973, but it gave it all back in return for peace with the Egyptians. So don't you dare come and talk about putting Israel back to the Auschwitz lines where it cannot defend itself. Israel has every right and will retain that right under international law. Thank you.
International law also says that resistance to occupation by
Well,
any form is
hold
legitimate.
on, hold
You
on.
can resist occupation by
Yes.
any forms that you desire.
There is no
That's
such
Right.
that's the
international
international
law
law.
that ever talks that absolute
Yes, it
nonsense.
does.
Resistance is
Resistance to
not raping.
occupation is
Resistance is
legitimate.
not raping
In
children.
Pakistan,
I am
Resistance
sorry,
is
buddy.
not
You guys are
slitting the
desperate.
breasts
That's why
off
you're
young
attacking
women and
Iran.
stuffing the
That's why
breast
you're
into
attacking.
their children's mouths.
Look,
Resistance is not stuffing grenades
yes,
up women's vaginas.
occupation,
Don't you
resistance.
fucking dare
That's what we
talk
would
about
do in the
resistance
US if
when
you
you
guys occupied
savages
us.
perpetrated these things on.
hold on, relax. IJ, come on. We have some hands up. Okay. Go ahead, Southside.
Just have a question for this guy who's clearly extremely uneducated, but just wants to believe some rhetoric. I think he might have gone. Is he still here? No, he's still here. I have a question for you. Tell me, Raul, do you support Hamas? Do you justify what happened on October 7th?
I support the Palestinian resistance just like I supported
No,
the
that's
South
not what I
African
asked you. That's not
resistance.
what I asked you.
Yes,
How
I
about
am
you give me a
giving you,
direct answer to
I
your
like
question?
what okay, I don't support Hamas's actions on October the 7th if that's what you're trying to make it out to be. But I also don't support Israel's genocide of Gaza. I think both of them are the
But
exact
you
same
just,
thing. And I think the
hang on a
1948
second.
Nakbas were a genocide of Palestinian people
Okay, fine.
pushed
Forget about
out
the
from
Nakba in
Israel
1948. Who
into
cares?
Gaza today. Go look up your history,
Raul,
man. It's all
Raul,
online. It's not like,
Raul.
yeah, go ahead.
Raul, can you take a chill pill? Just wanted an answer to your question. I didn't need a rant from you. Who cares about the Nakba or your translation or interpretation about what happened in 1948? I personally don't give a shit. What I do give a shit about is people like you that just spew rhetoric all the time. You know, if you're so desperate and you think that Israel is an occupying state and Israel should do this and do that, why don't you go and volunteer for one of these terrorist groups? Why don't you go and volunteer in Gaza for one of these terrorist groups that you clearly think are fantastic and that are fighting a legitimate and legal battle against the state of Israel? In actual fact, if you want the state of Israel and you're so supportive of them, come and take it from me. Come on.
You know what I would
Let's see
do?
how much of
I
a
would
man
go to
you,
my
let's see how much
representative
of
in
a
the
man you
US
actually are
and
instead of,
force them to
let's see
stop
how much
arming
of a
you
man,
guys.
let's see,
Fight your
let's
own
see how much of
wars.
a, I'm
Stop
standing in
getting
my
the
balcony
US
until,
dragged into the
as I'm
war.
standing,
The US
as I'm
will
standing in my
defund
balcony,
Israel. If the one day the US will stop
as I'm
sending
standing in my balcony, as I'm standing in my balcony in Tel Aviv, I'm actually asking you, come and attack my country. Come on. Come on. Come be a man instead of having a big mouth
You
on
mean
the
attack
internet, because that's
Palestine?
what other
Listen,
people do.
listen to me. I will
You're
make
pathetic.
sure
You're
that the
just
US
pathetic.
will one day
You're a
stop
joke.
supporting you guys. That's all I want done.
But
I want American
well, are you
dollars
a
to stay in
congressman?
America, not go to a foreign nation.
Have you got pull in Congress? Do you have pull in Congress and in the Senate? Are you in
You will
politics,
see, buddy.
Peter?
You will see. Just give
Well,
it a
I'm
bit.
not your
You
buddy,
seen
but I'm
you are
asking you a
you are
question.
do you read the
You
news?
will.
Do you
Wait,
read the
wait a
news?
second. When
Do
he
you
he
read the news? I guess you don't. I guess you
let
don't read
let
the
me
news.
answer to
You read
this
the
guy,
news.
but
Okay,
he
okay. Hold on, hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on, hold on, monkey.
Let me
Okay.
answer to him, Zico.
Jackie, go ahead, Jackie.
Zico. I want to answer to this guy. They wish US stop supporting Israel. So let me tell
Okay, the
you, we
co-hosts have right.
support each other. US and Israel, we have mutual
We
support.
don't need your
So
support,
they get
man.
from
You're like
us,
a
we get for
one.
them.
You're like a
It's not
tiny
like
nation.
we
We
are
don't need your
lagging in the
support.
corner and somebody give us $4, so keep going. No. If
You don't give
we
us any money.
cut
We give
from
you $3 billion
US,
a year. You give us nothing.
we don't need it.
Yeah, then don't
Honestly,
take
I
it.
wish we don't
Tell
get
your
it no
prime
more.
minister to
Why?
say, I don't want this
We
money.
do
We don't want to give it to you.
listen. By us taking money, we cannot sell weapon to China. You got it. So if you don't give us money, we maybe start doing business with China, with India. You know, everybody want technology. So US and Israel, they are the two left sane nation in this planet. So if you break it,
Yes,
what you got?
if
You
we'll
got
see that,
zombie.
we'll see about
You want
that. We'll
zombie?
see about
Zombie?
that.
What you want? Zombie running in the street
You
like you
know,
see
the
now?
way you guys
What you
built your
want?
nuclear program is by stealing secrets, and
Look
the
what's
guy went to
happened.
jail for
Tell
40
me
years
one
in the
thing. Okay,
US.
okay, okay.
You know about that
Watch.
guy, right?
Explain to me one thing. The war in Syria, 400,000 dead, 2 million escape. The war in Iraq, the same shit. The war in Libya, the same shit. In Somalia, in Afghanistan. What the hell you want from Israel? Tell me, what the hell you want from me? You take care of one of these problems? Huh? You went to Yemen, you went to Afghanistan, you went to Iraq, to
It's
Syria,
all for
to
you guys.
Lebanon,
We
any
went
of
for
these
you
places,
guys. We
the
went for
people
you
dying
guys.
So can
by
I ask a
hundreds of
question? Can I
thousands.
ask?
Hundreds of
Okay,
thousands.
everybody, hold on. Voice from the east. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Zico. I hope that's okay if I have a little back and forth here with Raul. So Raul,
Do it. Just do
if I
it.
understand correctly, then you are against the genocide of Palestinians. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Then I'm wondering where you were when over 500,000 Syrians were slain in Syria under the Assad regime, and actually the only country in the region that actually took patients from Syria for medical treatment was Israel. I don't know if you know that. It wasn't Jordan, it wasn't Egypt, it wasn't Palestine, the way you call it. It was Israel who took them. And also these Hamas freedom fighters that you love so much, when they were building their tunnels, instead of investing of the infrastructure for the civilians, they also use children in those tunnels, and you have over 200 children who died. Also, Hamas was the one that was basically throwing the Islamic Jihad, their own brothers and sisters, in Gaza from the rooftops as soon as they came to power. So I'm wondering, if you're against the genocide of Palestinian people, why is it so aggravating to you when Israel is involved? But where have you been throughout this
Yeah.
time?
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to
You
that?
can respond to that in a second. I will land my plane. I will crash my plane for you in a second. It's just that Israel only exists for 75 years, and we have obviously a lot of joint adventures with the US that you don't know about. So, you thinking that someone is taking tax dollars out of your pocket and shoving it into my ass all the way here in Israel, you are definitely wrong. The US definitely needs Israel in the region, because Israel is the eyes and ears of the US. We are great allies of the US. We always have been. The US have bought so many Israeli companies in terms of military manufacturing, and we done that only in 75 years. We build a country. We are a high-tech nation. We have the one of the strongest armies in the world, although its size. And yet you have on the other side your dear Palestine, which I do not understand, and I cannot even name one thing that they exported into the Western culture or into the world outside of terrorism. So it seems to me that, first of all, your numbers are completely off. The calculation of dead in Gaza together with Hamas combatants is a very false calculations of genocide. And the US in all of its war has killed way more way more than Israel ever did in this war in Gaza. So I think you need to check your facts right. I think you're just pissed off that Israel is existing in this area, and someone in your country, that a lot of organizations that probably work for Qatar and Iran are the ones that are convincing you and completely hijacked you, and many like you, by telling you guys all sorts of these stories that are false.
Okay. Can I respond to this?
No, you have to wait. Sorry. Dr. Fungi, please go ahead, doctor.
Hi, Zico. Hi, everybody. I have a question for Raul Castillo. Well, two questions, actually, pretty quick questions. First and foremost, can you can you tell me the difference between what you call resistance and terrorism? That's my first question, because you use the word resistance all the time in order to qualify what terrorist groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad and Hezbollah have perpetrated and are still doing right now? That's my first question. And the second question, please, please enlighten me as to South Africa and tell me what South Africa has to do with Israel. I'm really curious. Thank you.
Oh, I can answer, but I'm not allowed to speak here, so I don't want to waste my time and yell through this crowd, right? If you guys don't want
No.
me to
Zico,
speak,
let
then
me
why you ask me
answer that.
questions? Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, why would you ask me
Now
questions
you
if you
make
don't want me to speak? Okay, fine. You guys
no,
speak among
no, now
yourselves.
now
That's
the mic.
fine. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying, if you want me to answer, I should have an opportunity to speak my mind, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You have the mic right now, so
Okay,
go ahead.
so yeah, you might call me a crazy person and blah blah blah, and people who say the resistance is
יאיר
crazy, that's
זיקו,
fine.
אתם
I
פה?
mean,
What?
יאיר זיקו,
Can you hear us,
Uh,
Adsels? Can you
yes,
hear Raul
yes.
speaks?
yes, just a minute. No, can't, no, can't hear the Raul. Zico, Zico, Yair,
Yes. Where's Yair? I don't see Yair.
Jessica,
I'm
you
here.
hear me?
Raul trying to speak.
Okay, Yair. Yes, Yair. Hold on,
Zico,
guys. Hold on. Yes, yes. Yes.
Zico,
Yes.
I say nothing. I say Raul
Zico.
supposed to speak to answer to
Adsels,
Dr.
I think
Fauci.
you can't
Who
hear
is?
Zico. That's the problem right now.
Ah, okay.
So,
As
you know,
I go out and go in, no problem.
you're the host. I hope it will work.
Ah, I think it's
You
1
need
minute.
to bring Zico,
Oh, oh,
It's what?
Zico down and up. And could you hear Raul as
Ah,
well?
okay. Just a minute.
just mute every.
אוקיי, זיקו, אתה שומע אותי?
Yes, עכשיו אני
יופי.
שומע.
We
אוקיי,
עכשיו
אז
can hear you
פשוט
guys.
נתקעתם.
We can hear you guys. Well done.
Okay.
אוקיי.
Give me co-host, please. Send me co-host.
I give
Okay.
you, I give you.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
and
do
put
it. Don't do it.
Dr.
Don't do
Joe.
it. He's just going to call people cockroaches again. Don't do it.
Be
1 second.
quiet.
Put
Be
Dr.
quiet. Islamic
Fauci
Jihad.
co-host.
Islamic
Herzl.
Jihad. You're gonna speak. I'll throw you off the
מי
stage.
זה?
Okay.
אתם אחראים, אני
Herzl.
לא יודע. מה?
Dr. Fauci, put I as a co-host with you.
Okay. Go ahead. Yes. Raul. Go ahead, Raul. Yes.
okay.
It's your turn to embarrass yourself.
Yes, okay. So let me just say what I have to say, and you guys can agree or disagree, right?
Just hold on a sec. Just hold on a sec. I asked you two questions. They're very specific. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would
Okay,
like you to hear
I get it,
your
I get it.
answer.
But the lady before me asked a question. Before you, there was a lady who asked a question about Syria, and I'm just trying to respond to everybody as much as I can with like.
זיקו, you aware?
Fair enough. Fair
She
enough.
asked me
Okay,
another
we
question,
listen.
right? So she'll. I mean,
אני לא שומע. אני לא שומע את זיקו.
Wow, Adsels, you don't hear Raul as well.
No, no, no. אתה שומע את
אתה
Raul?
פה.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm listening. I'm hearing. Uh, can you hear Raul?
לא, אני לא שומע.
You cannot hear Raul?
הנה, just a minute. עכשיו, ראול now.
Raul, can you speak, Raul?
yes, yes, I can
Just a
speak.
minute. ראול?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
אוקיי. Where is יאיר?
All right.
Okay, can you have a patient for 10
יאיר,
seconds and
אתה
you will
מנחה, אני לא יכול
hear,
לתת לך
okay?
מנחה
Stop
כי אתה צריך
talking.
לצאת ולהיכנס, להסיר מנחה.
No, don't put me. I need to go.
טוב, טוב.
Put Dr. Fauci, please.
אז תוותר על המנחה רק.
Okay, זה בסדר. זה בסדר.
טוב.
Just let this guy respond. Raul, can you talk now?
Yeah, I can talk, but can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So let me get all the questions right, right? So there's first question was first lady mentioned about Syria bombing, I guess 400,000 or 500,000 of its own people, and so I mean in 2018 right? And this is like, if you guys go read the ICJ filings by South Africa and
אני
by
לא שומע, אם אני אצא ואכנס זה ייפול לספייס?
and if you go read this, just you, I mean, I'm don't take it from me, right? I'm a crazy
Raul,
dude.
Raul,
Yeah.
Raul, I'm sorry. I have to drop you for a moment and I have to recycle you.
All right. Cool.
So please give me 10 seconds. Hold on. I'm going to drop you and bring you right
All
back
right.
up.
Thanks.
No problem.
Why is there always such a mess when these people have to answer our questions?
It's all Islamic Jihad. It's all Islamic Jihad's fault.
You guys also have two Rauls on the stage, and I think that the one is constantly mistaken that you guys are giving him the mic. So
Okay, Raul Sharma, you need to keep quiet until you are called upon. You understand, sir? Raul Sharma, please keep quiet. Thank you, Raul. Mute your mic. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right. Let's try this again in about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Raul Castillo.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, let's see if the host can hear you. Host, can you hear Raul Castillo?
Yes, now I can hear him.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure that I try to answer all the questions as quickly as possible. So if you guys forget about people on spaces and stuff, if you guys go to the Hague's website and you read the filing by South Africa on the ICJ at the ICJ, which kind of accuses the state of Israel of committing a genocide or genocidal acts per se. That's what they list in the document. There are accusations that in 2018, when the Syrian chemical attack was going on, that Israel tried to use white phosphorus in Gaza. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just saying the allegations, right? The allegations made by South Africa, which is also supported by Ireland and Colombia in that filing at the ICJ. It's not The ICJ is not a place where Hamas, which is not a state, has gone and filed against you guys. It's the state of South Africa that has filed against you guys, right? Now, with questions about, yes, I do condemn any attack on civilians, if it's done by Syria, if it's done by my own nation of the United States, yes, I do condemn it. Now, when it comes
You
to
don't be untruthful. Your own state is
no, I mean, you
your
can
own
go read.
state
I'm saying go read the
Pakistan,
ICJ filing. I'm not
but
saying
your
it's a
state
fact.
is Pakistan. It's not U.S.
No, but listen, okay. Say I'm from Pakistan, I'm fine. Listen, you guys are forgetting the forest for the trees. Okay, go online to the Hague's website and read the filings done by the government of South Africa, not by me. They were done and with briefs from the government of Ireland and the government of Colombia. They have attached briefs to that filing with multiple incidents, including the citizenship law in Israel that discriminates people of the Jewish Israelis versus the other Israelis, first off. And there are other laws that are obviously discriminating because Palestinians live under military law, right? The guy who just won an award, and you guys know his name, entertainment guy, director in the United States, he created a film with the Palestinian. This guy is Jewish. He created a film with the Palestinian, and he said, "When I go back to Israel, I live under civilian law, and my co-producer lives under military law." Right? I'm not anti you can say I am a crazy person, blah blah blah, but states like South Africa, Ireland, Colombia, they're not run by Hamas. Okay.
Just a second, please, Raul. Just a second, because I mean, this is hilarious, and I'm going to tell you why this is hilarious. First and foremost, you're going all over the place, talking about the ICJ, talking about South Africa, talking about a guy in the entertainment industry. I mean, this is not a question to an answer to voice question, first and foremost. This is not a question an answer to all my questions. And just for your information, Guy, voice had a very specific question. She asked a very specific question. I asked two very specific questions. It takes 30 seconds to answer. 30 seconds. And you going all over the place
It's called
because you
Hafrada.
let
It's
me
called
just let me
Hafrada.
just let me just
It's
land
called
my plane.
Hafrada.
Let me just land my plane because this is all tequila as far as I'm concerned. You are talking to a South African Jew, buddy. You
Well,
are
okay, so
talking
what?
to
So
a
by you
South.
saying that, what does that
Don't.
mean?
No,
Okay,
I'm
you could
gonna
be a South
lecture you.
African too. So
I'm
what?
gonna lecture you. 30 seconds. Don't come up. Don't come up with the history of my country. Don't come up with Madiba.
Then you should go and tell that to your
Don't come up.
minister
I'm gonna
who
finish
said.
my sentence. I'm gonna finish my sentence. Don't
Just
come up with
just
the.
a minute, just a minute. זיקו, אני מסיר אותך רגע ממנחה, כי יש בעיה, אני אסיר אותך ממנחה ואני אחזיר אותך.
אבל למה? אני שומע הכל בסדר.
אתה שומע? לא, אני לא יכול לשים עוד מנחה.
לא צריך עוד מנחה
טוב,
כרגע.
בסדר, אוקיי.
אין שום צורך לעוד מנחה.
אין בעיה,
בסדר.
זיקו, אין בעיה, בסדר.
אל תדאג, תן לי, אני מטפל בכל, אל תדאג.
So we are tired with your ICJ South Africa stuff, okay? Don't come up with this. We know all about it. And for your information, in the 1950s and in the 1960s, Israel supported the fight against apartheid, right? South African Jews were fighting with Madiba for the revolution against apartheid. So you're not talking to dummies here, okay? So don't come
Okay,
up
I
with
just
this
posted an
thing.
NBC News. Okay, I just posted an NBC News article from on this on the comment section of this space. NBC News said that the South African government has announced that IDF soldiers returning to South Africa who fought in the war in Gaza will be prosecuted for war crimes. Go look at it. Go check that article. NBCnews.com. It's not me. It's not my news channel. It's
That is a
NBC
war
But
News.
you
crime on
don't
its
get it.
own.
You
Go
don't get it.
check the comments. Just click
That
on it.
is a
Raul,
war crime. What they're
Raul,
doing
Ra-
is a war crime.
Raul, you don't
That's
get
the
it.
South African government reported by
You,
NBC News. It's not
you,
me. You can get
you.
as mad as you want about me. It's
We're
I
not
am
not
me,
not
getting
mad
buddy.
at
mad.
you.
We really
I am
don't get.
mad. I am mad
Okay,
at your
Dr. Fungi.
stupidity.
Zico, let me
All right. I appreciate you
let
guys giving me a chance
Zico,
to.
let me fill in here.
Hold on. Dr. Fungi, please. Um, Jackie, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Rahul, I'm also South African. For your information, South Africa lost the case against the ICJ. They couldn't prove genocide against the
That's
Hamas
not true. The
on
case
the
is ongoing.
Palestinian
That's
people.
not true.
No, no, you don't know South Africa. So let me explain to you in seconds what is South Africa. It's a corrupt system. It's a corrupt government. They were bought by Hamas to take Israel to the ICJ. Otherwise, if there was no money involved, South Africa wouldn't have taken Israel to the ICJ because the government was so much in debt that, and they knew the election was coming to a close and they could lose votes if they do not do something here in South Africa. That's why they took the money which was paid from Iran to Hamas to South Africa to take this court case to the ICJ. And they still lost. They couldn't prove anything of a genocide in Gaza. And secondly, do not tell do not brought in anything about South Africa if your age is under the age of 30 years old and you do not know what is apartheid. Because I can tell you by your voice, you are not well educated of what is apartheid. And I see your profile is stipulating that you are against apartheid. So unless you can explain to everybody on this space what apartheid means, then I will agree or disagree with you. But do not accuse
Yeah, I
a
can tell you what
group of
apartheid means.
people for
I can tell you what
apartheid
apartheid means.
Okay,
And
and
hold
first, the
on,
genocide.
case is
Jackie.
not done
And
yet. You
Jackie,
guys can
secondly,
Google this
hold
stuff,
on.
man. I mean, this is just insane. Like, you guys can
Yeah,
Google it.
hold on, hold on. I have a question for you. In Lebanon and in Syria, the people, the Palestinian people, are not able to get any kind of jobs. Their actual apartheid committed on their own brothers. The Palestinian people cannot get an office job, cannot be in police or in the army or any office, government office. The only thing they do is clean garbage. Is that not apartheid in your eyes? The Palestinian people are being under apartheid by Syria and Lebanon and Jordan. Why don't you fight against that? We are defending our country. We're under an existential threat from many Arab countries within Israel, within the Judea and Samaria side of the border, within Gaza side of the border, within Lebanon side of the border. Why do you not find it outrageous that they cannot accept a Jewish state? You have to realize Israel is here to stay. Israel is a state, a legitimate state, a world power. Okay, the support from America is less than 1% of our GDP, which is baseless. And we trade military secrets and information with the United States that is valued at 100 to 1 for what they send us in support. They also send money to Jordan. The United States also send money to Lebanon. They also send money to fucking Iran. They send money to Egypt. It's to where is your common sense? Where's your common sense, man?
Look,
How
man.
could you? Yes, man. Go ahead.
I mean, you guys. I don't think you guys are like that stupid, right? Because come on, you really think
I think you're
Hamas?
that
I,
stupid.
I
I
think
I I
Hamas,
do
which
think you're
which
that
no,
stupid.
look, let me finish. You think Hamas that gets money from Qatar, that's funneled from Israel, that is the Likud party, supported Hamas for many years. First off, you guys know that as
We
much as I do.
wanted a
Netanyahu,
peaceful.
Ben
We
Gvir,
wanted. We want.
Smotrich, all these guys supported
Ben Gvir
Hamas. He
never.
said Hamas is.
Vicky, I wasn't finished with what I was about to ask him. You muted everybody when I was still
No, but
talking.
I'm just trying to
I
say is that
asked.
it sounds ludicrous that you would think that Hamas gave money to South Africa, which is like a $400 billion
Listen,
economy.
listen,
It's just
we have
ludicrous.
an
South Africa is bigger than
investigation going
Israel in
on here in
economic
South
terms.
Africa.
They don't need Hamas's
We
money.
have,
You
Are
gotta
you
be
South
crazy, man.
we
African?
Come
have,
on.
Are you
That's
South
funny as hell.
African?
we have,
Okay, okay.
we have in South
I'm
Africa.
sorry, Jackie.
We have in South Africa an investigation as to where the money had come from to fund our government before the election. And it was proven as the money trail went further that it came from overseas, from the Iranian bank accounts. The billions that America has given Iran, that was frozen assets, is being paid for all the proxies, and also now the South African ICJ court case, which, like I said, they had lost. But let me make it finish before I get even more
Don't get
angry.
angry.
You're supporting a revelation. You support in for the Palestinians. So my question is, all the billions of dollars that were sent through to build Gaza since the year of 2005, when Israel gave the Palestinians, the Gazans, land in supposedly to build their own state. Why did they build tunnels? Now, let me finish. Interview on an Arab news channel, the same person asked the same question. Why did Hamas build tunnels instead of bomb shelters? So the spokesperson of Hamas had said clearly, and you can look it up for yourself, that the tunnels were built for their fighters. And when it was asked, but what about the Palestinians? Why did you build bomb shelters for your people to go under? knowing that Israel will bomb the Gazans. So he responded by saying the Palestinians are not the property of the Hamas. They are the property of the United Nations and Israel. You can search that up and you will see. What I'm saying is the Hamas do not take responsibility for their own people, and no other country, seeing what had happened on October the 7th, the brutality that Hamas and the Palestinians, who were just as much involved, you will even see I
Can we talk?
What happened?
Isaac? Someone muted us all. Can we talk?
Zico,
I
maybe
I want to
קיבלת
hear.
הכל?
Hi, IJ. Hold that thought, please. I want to hear from Professor Gamal Abdel Gawad.
Yeah, but Zico, Jackie was talking. I mean, this is rude.
I know that. I know.
No, but Zico, just a
She was
second.
making
We'll
some
come
very
back
good
to
points,
her.
actually.
Zico,
We'll come
3 seconds.
back
3
to her.
seconds.
We'll come back to her,
No,
please.
but you didn't let Castillo answer our questions.
It
So
doesn't
I
matter.
assume he doesn't
He's
answer
got
the
his own
questions.
answers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Come on. Okay, Professor. Tfadal. Professor, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First, I want to say that the situation in Israel getting worse day by day. Israel is fighting Hamas along the lines of Yemen, then Lebanon, Hezbollah, um, finally Iran getting in the war. What about the future of the war? What is the solution? This war in Middle East. Prime Minister Benjamin is taking Israel towards the Abbasi, and there are no friends for Israel except the United States and some European countries, and now their support is this screen day by day to management of the war. I want to tell you something very important. I think Egypt will cancel the peace agreement with Israel if Israel entering the city of Rafah. Um, uh, my message for Prime Minister Benjamin
Okay.
Netanyahu.
Thank you. I just want to tell you something. We fought 2,000. We lived 2,000 years under different powers, Christians, Muslims, and all sorts of other people. We are here now in Israel. Israel is here to stay. We will fight 2,000 years. Another two. We will now fight for our survivals. And تعالى إذا كان عندكم بدات تعالى. Okay, Egypt, you will get another chazoo. Okay, thank you very much. Um, Hal, you're not welcome over here. Thank you. The fuck out of here. Yes, Meyer. I hope you guys heard me. Yeah.
זיקו,
Yes.
ב-6:20 אני חייב לסיים את הספייס. Okay.
Okay. Masha Karega. Another 20 minutes. Okay, we have 20 minutes to go.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting
Thank
me.
you very much for all your help.
No, no. Thank you, Habibi. Thank you. Yes, Meyer, something. Meyer
Cardi-
Carditz.
Carditis. If you know, you know. Good afternoon. Shavua Tov, everyone. So, I think it's very brave of Raoul to face all these questions. Brave, or I'm not sure it's wise. But I would like to make a comment about an event I attended in London, probably a decade ago now, with a group called One Voice. And One Voice are essentially, well, they claim to be a Jewish and Israeli Arab organization committed to a mutual peaceful solution to the the Israel-Palestine question. And the gentleman who led the main speaker came from One Voice in Gaza and was their chief organizer there. And at the end of the session, I approached him and I asked the following question. I asked this to Raul. I said that the PLO made their first territorial claims on Israel in 1964. And curiously, they did not include any claims for Gaza or Judea or Samaria, and I wondered why that was. And I added to the point, which was generally in a negotiation, one's first claim is one's strongest, from which you expect to be negotiated down to an acceptable endpoint. And so why was it that the claims for Gaza and Judea and Samaria only arrived post 1967? And his answer was telling, and his answer was specific, and it said a great deal. He said the reason why the PLO didn't claim Judea and Samaria and Gaza in 1964 was that those territories were already in Arab hands. And that says everything. It doesn't matter where the borders of Israel are. Israel could be reduced to one street, it could be Dizengoff, and that could be all it was. It was too many for the Palestinian movement. One Jew, one Israeli in Israel is one too many. So everything we hear other than that, is a false, dishonest narrative. We hear end the occupation, but Israel left Gaza in 2005. And if you really want to understand why Israel hasn't allowed a port, well, I would say to Raoul, have a look at Homs and see the total destruction of Homs in Syria by Muslims against Muslims. And imagine what would happen to Tel Aviv if the Hamas had unrestricted access to hardware, to military. If Hamas had Israel's capacity, Tel Aviv would not look like Tel Aviv would look like Homs does, and that's fact. Now, it means there's some very hard choices for the Palestinians to make. It doesn't mean that Israel's doing everything right, and I think this war is being fought tragically right now by Israel. It's not, it's not having the results that anyone has calculated for. But I don't think we should lose sight at any point that Israel is a nation, is an exercise in nation building, and the Palestinian project, whatever it is an exercise in national destruction. There's not one piece of evidence, apart from billionaires sitting in Qatar raping the Gazan people, aid, and subjecting them to terror at home. I mean, you ask for free Palestine, but free in what sense? Free of what? Free to persecute minorities, free to persecute gays, free to train children to be terrorists. What sort of freedom is it that is being claimed and sought? And why is it that Arabs and Muslims in Israel have more freedom and democratic rights and economic rights than Arabs in any other part of the Middle East? How is that right? How is that possibly a rational scenario. So when it comes to what is right or wrong, and it's very hard. Okay, I was discussing this in Spain with some friends here. The truth, the real problem for Israel is this: there is no objective truth. If you're a youngster being brought up in Gaza today, and you're 10 years of age, what is your view of Israel? Is it positive or negative? And if you're a 10-year-old being brought up in Israel today, what is your view of Gazans? Is it positive or negative? And is either of your truths untrue? And they're both realities. And somehow we have to there has to be movement past this. And what I really fear is now for the West. Because Egypt will not take the Palestinians, and Jordan won't take Palestinian refugees. Saudi Arabia won't take them, UAE won't take them. Lebanon won't take them, Syria won't take them. They're coming to London, they're coming to Paris, they're coming to Glasgow, and they're going to wreak havoc in Western societies. And I fear that is actually the bigger picture right now, and that is something with which Israel is also complicit in making happen. So it's a very mixed picture, but I think there are some deep problems on all sides in this question.
Thank you, Meyer. Thank you so much, sir. Very well said. Thank you so much. Yes, Aviv.
Hi guys. Okay. I wonder. I hear here a lot of things, but one thing I didn't hear. How someone can explain me? How do you see the future of the relationship with Palestinians? Or how it's going to look? Let's say how you see it in 5, 10 years. What you want to happen here? I wonder because this I couldn't understand.
Michael, you want to answer that?
Yeah, hi, Aviv. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Yeah, Aviv was asking a question. Well, I think it's the big question. And I can answer from my point of view, Aviv, if I may. Before October the 7th, me and other people from the Likud party, we said that I think it's time to do the two-state solution. Something needs to be done. Something needs to happen. Okay? That way or other way, something needs to be done. But Aviv, listen very closely. After October the 7th, we don't want two-state solution. What will happen? For now, Aviv, for now, I can tell you from my point of view, I don't care. I really don't care. What they've done to us, and after what we saw in Judea and Samaria, 84% of them said that what Hamas did is great. So the only answer for you I have is they can go fuck themselves. Because now it's our time. We need to be calm. We need to lick our wounds. We need to see what's going on in our country, Aviv, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. We need to bring to our country health. And I'm talking about mental health. Okay, Aviv? This is a problematic situation. I cannot